Hi everyone, this is Jed, and for today's video, I happen to be filming this on Easter, the holiday here in 2022, and I want to talk about some of the symbolism related to this holiday and how we can honor this in our personal lives, our personal practices. So of course, Easter is the Christian holiday that celebrates the resurrection of Christ, and it's been kind of merged in a sense with previous traditions. So you'll see symbols on this holiday of rabbits and eggs and things related to fertility, to nature and spring. And of course it's around the time of Passover, the Jewish holiday. So you have all of these different celebrations that are connected to this season. And it's a season of renewal and rebirth. So in the Christian tradition, you have the death and resurrection or rebirth of Christ. And in the ancient pagan traditions, you have the rebirth of nature, essentially. So things in the winter time become dormant, and then in the spring, everything is sort of coming back to life. Plants are blooming and so on. So we have these different seasons and cycles, different phases in the year and in our lives. So you can look at things on a microcosmic or macrocosmic level. You can look to the sky, to the stars and celestial objects and their patterns, and see how those are reflected in our human experience. And I would like to focus on that since we have the topic of death and rebirth. And in our personal lives, we're going through some form of death and rebirth on a fairly regular basis. So if we think about the celestial objects, we have the sun, and the sun sets every evening and it rises every morning. So it's as though at night the sun has gone through a form of death, and then the next day it's reborn. And each day is slightly different than the one before. So the sun is going through this annual pattern or sequence where we experience the seasons on Earth due to the Earth's movement relative to the sun. In our personal lives, we can also consider that each day is a new day, and we're not exactly the same person that we were the day before. We have more experiences, more opportunity to reflect and evolve based upon our experiences. So just like the sun, we may appear similar to how we appeared the day before, but there is a slight difference. And if we compare ourselves to who we were a year earlier or several years earlier, we might see an even greater contrast or distinction. So we are going through a process of personal transformation. And with transformation, there is, in a sense, a form of death or dying that occurs as we let go of old patterns and old habits, old parts of our identity that we may find are no longer serving us. So it could be a change in our lifestyle, a change in our thought patterns or belief systems, there's many different ways in which we might see these changes unfold. We can consider that this is something that's necessary and natural as part of our spiritual journey, part of our development as an individual. This is something that we can kind of intentionally honor and celebrate, just as people celebrate or honor a religious sacrament or symbolism. We can use that in how we're honoring our own personal transformation and the different cycles and phases of our own lives. So as some of you may be considering Easter or another holiday around this time of year, this time of spring, of rebirth, renewal, you can appreciate your own process of rebirth, of releasing things that have been part of your old identity to make way, in a sense, for a shift in your identity, a process of becoming something more than you've been before, something different, something more refined, or more whole or integrated. As we go through life, we can think of it as releasing some less mature or evolved aspects of ourselves to leave this space, this opportunity to become a more expanded version of ourselves, a more enlightened version, you could say, to become a self that's more realized or actualized or integrated with your higher self or spiritual or soul self, whatever label or term you might use for that. So we're all going through some form of evolution or transformation in this regard. So I'd like to take a moment to meditate or reflect upon that, to appreciate this whole process of life, whatever subtle or more drastic deaths and rebirths we may perceive occurring in our own lives and in the world around us. So let's take a moment now to just rest and breathe. Just feel yourself present, conscious of the breath, the force of life itself, as it comes through you, as it goes through your body. It's not just your lungs that are breathing, it's actually every cell in your body is experiencing some form of respiration, where it's taking in new energy and nourishment and letting go of waste, of whatever metabolic residue is ready to be cleared out and released. And so just feel that refreshing of your whole energy field, of every cell in your body. Feel how pleasant and liberating this is. There's no need to hold on to anything in this moment. You're free to just let things flow, to let your body be refreshed. letting every part of yourself be cleansed, cleared, and revitalized. And now, as I play a tone from the singing bowl, just let this sound vibration wash through you, assisting you in this process of releasing, refreshing, and rebirthing yourself. As you embrace those waves, feel yourself embracing all of life, at peace with yourself, fully open to the divine source as it guides you, as it uplifts you. As it helps you grow and mature. So just take this moment now to breathe, knowing that you are filled with light, guided by the Creator's love and wisdom. Free to continue to be refreshed, to be renewed, reborn. Let each breath fill you with gratitude. And whenever you feel you're ready, you can bring your focus of awareness back into this moment. Feeling your body fully awake, your mind fully conscious, fully alert. May the divine light shine through each of you. Namaste.